Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. The Barnstable Town Council is closing in on a final vote on the most ambitious alternative energy project in Barnstable's history. If approved, the town would partner with the Cape and Vineyard Electric Cooperative to host a photovoltaic solar panel installation on our capped landfill, the size of which would be unprecedented anywhere in New England. Much of last Thursday night's town council meeting was dedicated to a workshop on this project, where councilors had the opportunity to learn more about the potential partnership with Civic and about the details of the project itself. Let's take a look back at some of what was discussed, beginning with an overview of this landmark opportunity from Town Energy Coordinator Richard Elrick.
The size of the project is going to be 60 megawatts Cape-wide, and I should also mention that this is a project that involves the town of Barnstable partnering with the Cape and Vineyard Electric Co-op and 5 other member towns. The total size of the project, which will be located at 8 different sites, is in excess of 16 megawatts. Barnstable's portion will be approximately 3.99 megawatts of power. This will be, at the time of construction, the largest ground-mounted renewable energy solar PV project in New England, and certainly from the town's perspective, when you add this to the project that is just being concluded now at the Water Pollution Control Facility, this will meet approximately 50% of the town's municipal load with green energy, and I think that's a remarkable point to make. Another item that I want to speak to for just a moment is the role of staff in this whole process, as well as the role of the Town Council Solar Subcommittee. The staff that I've mentioned here from the town attended literally every one of the CVEC meetings. We were instrumental, in my opinion, in making the project a better project for the town. No other town had the kind of participation that Barnstable had, and I think, if I may say so, the town has been fortunate to have staff involved as we were.
The members of the Town Council's Solar Subcommittee were among the most involved town government officials when it came to studying the project and negotiating the agreement with CVEC. That involvement ultimately yielded a much better deal for the town, according to Councilor and Subcommittee Chairman Greg Milne.
This committee did display a degree of muscle in terms of intellect, in terms of persistence, and in taking something that had a lot of strength when it first arrived in front of us and made it 100 times better. We've achieved milestones with the 10% that originally was going to be a commission paid to the Cape Light Compact. That's been eliminated due to the committee's pushing the envelope. Likewise, the first right of refusal, which originally had us in second position, has been put aside, and we are in first position. So the negotiating that this subcommittee has done on behalf of this legislative body has really been quite extraordinary. In addition, I do want to thank the town manager, who did set the correct tone in this instance of saying we will take as much time as needed. I think the committee would agree with me, was a model of how you take a complex issue and parse it down, and also where there's negotiation involved with another entity, a regional entity known as CVEC, and the group of 5 bring forward ideas and questions and thoughts, and you come out with something a whole lot better. The town is better represented, and ladies and gentlemen, just take that 10% as one. Because of Barnstable's prowess in this process, all of the municipalities involved in this large project, as Councilor Emeritus Elrick outlined, all the communities that are involved here are saving that money. The money is staying with those municipalities because the intent of CVEC was to be a partnership with the towns, and the towns are coming out ahead of the game.
Later, Scott Ridley, a consultant who worked with the town and the subcommittee to shape this solar project, made a presentation that explained the layout of the project, the economic and environmental benefits, and reasons why the subcommittee chose to recommend it favorably for final approval.
3 primary economic incentives. One is known as the Solar Renewable Energy Certificates, or SRECs. And SRECs are certificates for renewable energy that utilities are required to purchase and have as part of their portfolio. All utilities, all retail suppliers of electricity have to have some SRECs in their portfolio. There's a market that's been established for that. The value for an SREC is 25.5 cents a kilowatt hour. Now that's compared to the energy charge that you see on an N-Star bill or a Cape Light Compact bill for about 8 or 9 cents. So it's a very high rate, and it's a small portion that gets added in with all the utilities, but it's very important for developers to be able to access those SRECs and to be able to sell those to the utilities, because it creates an income stream for them. The second piece is net metering credits. Net metering is the concept where you produce more electricity than you use, and you're actually making the meter spin backwards. And in a place like the landfill site, there's very little electric use, so all of the electricity is basically going to be net metered, except for a very small amount of use there. So the net metering credits are important to the customer side. So while the SRECs are important to developers, net metering is important to customers, and the value year one of the net metering credit would be about 13.7 cents a kilowatt hour. Now, again, that's compared to the energy charge of about 8 or 9, so you can see there's a lot of value there. Thirdly, there's the tax incentives for developers. They have investment tax credits. They have accelerated depreciation that they can use. Again, that's very attractive for financing of these projects. And so with these three pieces, it's created a lot of interest, along with the open space from the landfills, a lot of interest in utilizing that space, and developers have become very interested in coming into Massachusetts and bidding on these projects. So there's a surge of municipal interest in solar projects on landfills. Within the N-Star service territory, we probably have at least a dozen or more that are under active interest right now. They're looking at putting 3 different arrays on the site. Basic figures, it's approximately 17 acres of land that they'll be utilizing. There'll be approximately 14,275 solar panels ground-mounted on that site. It's an $18 million project. As Richard mentioned, it's about 4 megawatts of capacity, also 3,998 kilowatts. Its estimated annual production is over 5 million kilowatts a year. And as Richard also mentioned, when you combine that with other renewable energy that the town has, it comes up to about 50% of your municipal demand. And this is about 30% of that 50%. There's a fixed base price under the power purchase agreement of 6.9 cents a kilowatt hour. And as I'd mentioned earlier, the current energy rates for the Cape Light Compact and N-Star run about 8 to 9 cents a kilowatt hour. So this is a good power price that you're looking at here, in addition to the other advantages of this project. And the amount of money, if you take a conservative approach to this and just base the income on the first year net metering credit and the differential there, 6.8 cents, and the guaranteed annual output, you come up with $278,000 per year. Now that's a conservative estimate. The estimated total revenues, therefore, would be over $5 million for the 20 years for the project. Now, in addition to that, the town has opportunities to buy out the project at fixed costs that are in the contract that Civic has at year 7, year 10, year 12, year 15. Year 20 is the last year. It basically gets turned over to Civic and the town at that point in time to decide what they want to do with the project. But there are buyout opportunities sooner than that at fixed prices. And the team recommends accepting the Civic Agreement based on the fact that this is the most conservative development option. The town does not have a lot of exposure here. You have a guaranteed annual output. You have a revenue stream. You have your protections for pre-construction, construction, and operation. You have a power price that's below the current and projected future power costs. And you have an opportunity to buy out or take over, and you have the decommissioning fund at the end. These all add up to a very good package. There were some state officials down during the announcement of the selection of ACE as the developer, and they felt that this was a model project and model contracts that could be used by other towns. They felt that this was a game-changing project, as a matter of fact, and would encourage other towns to join together. By bringing all the towns together and putting out these 16 megawatts, you attract more developers and a better price than each town going out trying to do this on their own. So it's been a good process.
The Solar Subcommittee's months of work on this project garnered respect from the full council, and there was little objection to the subcommittee's recommendation to go ahead with the project. However, parliamentary procedure did not allow for a vote last Thursday. That should come at the council's July 14th meeting. Speaking of meetings, let's take a look at what's happening this week. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.